guys, welcome to the show. We are here today on BeamNG Drive for some more relay races because these are very, very good fun. We got 2 teams of 5 this time around. We had a power to weight ratio of 1 to be split over 5 vehicles. Now, they weren't allowed to all be identical. You weren't allowed just to simply have 0.2 for all your cars. My team has gone for a little bit more similar in terms of power to weight ratio, whereas the blue team has got the Covet's very low. That's very slow in this, but all their other cars are then going to be, faster to make up for it. I'm driving the Dynamo. I will admit, probably not the best car I could have ever picked, but it's really cool, and I wanted to give it a go. We are up against Gliska, who, now, we're all 2-wheel drive, was one of the rules here. Gliska has got a higher power-to-weight ratio. I know I'm not going to beat that one off the line. My hope is that maybe I can sit in the slipstream. I just don't know if we're going to be able to. I think Gliska's car is going to be too fast for me. Now, that's okay. Because Gliska needs to make a pretty big lead here, because Speed Beast's car is not very fast. So if I can actually see Gliska, they got a little bit unhappy through that corner. If I can just have a smooth run here and make the most of this, that would be great. We are going to send it through here on the short layout of Road Atlanta. Oh, we're in the draft. You know what? Oh, come on, stay in the draft, stay in the draft. It's not, so we have got the slipstream, so it's not crazy powerful. We're not going to get dragged along like you would in GTA 5, for example. It's not been too bad for us here. But we will have to all get it slowed down, and Gliska has made an error. Oh, going through there. I've got on the power a bit too eagerly. It's definitely been a better first lap for me than it has been for Gliska here. That's not as big a lead as they wanted as we hand over to the next cars. We are just going to pull my vehicle off to the side so we can go and inspect. I'm just going to make sure it comes to a halt, though, well out of the way of everybody. There goes Speed Beast, and there goes Rusky. Rusky to the lead of the race. Now, that is what we need to have happen. What we need to have happen, really, is Rusky pull away as much as possible. If Rusky can get a nice big lead when we go for the next handovers, what we do know is Rusky's got a little bit wide through there. The final 2 vehicles that we have got, it is Danger Man for our team and Shadow for the blue team, are pretty much the same. So they're within a tiny fraction in terms of the power to weight ratio. So that could be a very tasty matchup if they come across the line, if their handover is pretty similar. Rusky is building that lead, and that's what we needed to see here. Don't run deep under brakes. Into here. It's a little wide for Rusky, but does well. Gets it into the corner. What is Speed Beast going to do? Nicely done for the Covet. The Covet's got about 90 horsepower, I think, Speed Beast said, so it is quite slow around this track. However, not all the tracks are going to be as fast as this one, so it might come into its own later on. Now, handover, the next stage. There goes Stevie with the BX. Now, Ewan has got, I think, the fastest car for blue team here, as Speed Beast will hand over for that one. I believe it's at 0.275 or something for Ewan. So this thing's quick. This thing's not messing around. We've got Amy up next with the Wendover. That is our fastest car at something like 0.26 something or other. Stevie, as I said, is about the same speed as mine, the 0.18 something or other for the BX. So if Stevie can hand over in the lead, I think we're in a good spot. Or Ewan sent it over the curb there. Ewan is going for it with the Legrand. It's a very noisy Legrand here. Stevie's got a pretty good lead. Down the back straight is where the Legrand is going to reel in that orange machine. Where is the Legrand? I don't think Ewan's close enough, I just don't think Ewan is going to be quite close enough. At least not for this one. The next... Oh, Stevie's got it wrong. Oh, Stevie ran wide on the exit. Almost had a massive accident through there. I'm glad I was not watching Stevie that hard at that happen, because that was a scary moment for that. We're going to change over. There will be Amy with the Wendover. That will go. Here comes Ewan as Shadows will set off underway. It's a front-wheel drive Pizima, though, and that front-wheel drive. I like front-wheel drives. I do very much enjoy driving the front-wheel drive cars. But the downside, and the big thing that hurts them, is the launch. Oh, Amy's gone very wide at turn 1. We can see the dust and the dirt being kicked up. Not ideal. if Amy doesn't make any massive mistakes, I think we should be okay. It's Shados' turn to go for the adventuring and running wide at the top of the hill. It's so easily done. I mean, I think we've got this one. Amy's got a good-sized lead. As we said, the final two cars are very, very similar, and barring a big moment, and Stevie almost had that big moment for us. We've been some scary moments for us on Orange Team. But yeah, we will head into this chicane, or kind of chicane for Amy. Shados is back there with the Pazima. It's not... Oh, it's a lot of understeer. Don't end up in the sand. Don't get stuck there. Shados is pushing it like crazy. But it's going to be hand over to Dangerman. And we are not expecting... Shados' car is definitely quick. We know it's very quick. But that is a big gap for Shadow, to try and catch up. I think Dangerman is going to have this one. Again, barring mistakes. The Bastions look quick in practice. It bobbles around over the curve there. It's bobbling its way down the hill as well. A little bit of a slide from that one. Here goes Shadow. He's gone in way too fast. It's just rally crossing the case series. I mean, track limits, I don't think it's going to matter. On this one, it is just a little bit too far back. Shadow is very much going all for it at this point, which you've got to do. It's a long way back, though. Don't think it's going to be enough. Dangerman, don't end up in the sand, whatever you do. The sand is bad. Has got away with it. Shadow has launched it, actually gone very quickly through that final chicane. But it's not going to matter. It will be victory in round number 1 for us. Dangerman crosses the line and will take victory. I mean, we had a pretty good run, I think, for our cars. Yeah, we saw a couple of almost big moments for vehicles around the place. And yeah, you know what? I was worried my car was going to be a bit too difficult to drive. And turns out it was not. It did well. Orange Team claimed victory. However, the next track we're going to is very different. Oh, it's broken the oil pan. The rest of my car is fine. Oh no, front suspension. Yeah, our next track's going to be a really different challenge. So, we head into our second race. Now, we have come to Lime Rock. That is a very, very different sort of a circuit. We're sticking with our strategy. Worked last time. Blue Team have mixed up theirs. They're sending out Shadow first. Now, my goal here is, look, I know my car's never going to be as fast as the K Series. My goal is simple. I launch really well. So, if I can outrun Shadow into turn 1 and just be a nuisance, that is the goal here. We can hopefully... Oh, I can't do it. Shadow does launch well enough. We will try and keep them pinned to the inside. It's a good launch for us. Shadow's car is at 0.2. It is a much better handling car than mine. So it is going to outrun me in these corners. So they're going for send out their quick car. It's a solid goal. A solid idea. You send out your, I say, a fast car that you want to run in clean air. The last thing you want is to be battling in traffic with your quick cars. It's tough to overtake at Lime Rock, which is why I was hoping to get in front of Shadow, but we just did not quite have the launch to do it. Now, we're going to hand over to Rusky, who is going to have to chase down a covert. It's going to not be as close as I'd like, but yeah, unlike last time where we were able to keep up with Gliska, this one here, we're definitely not kept up with that. I don't think we've done too badly. I feel like I've got a decent enough lap out of my car, but they're going to hand over to the covert, and we will hand over to our 800 series as we will come to a stop on the inside. But yeah, it's a much taller order now for Rusky to try and catch. You can just see the difference in pace, how quickly Rusky has caught in this. Once this part is done, I'm not sure quite what's going to happen, because yeah, Speed Beast's vehicle is very low in terms of the performance, and that means that the blue team have got some faster cars. Is Rusky going to be able to get the pass done going into this quick corner? Or Rusky is to the inside. He's going to have to really try and get that one slowed down. Speedbeast is not going to give this up. Around the outside for Speedbeast. Will hold it. It's a brave move from Speedbeast. Will not quite maintain the position, although Rusky's then on a funky line to the next corner, and this is playing into the hands of blue team. What they wanted to do, and what they've done quite well here, is slow down Rusky a fair bit. It's got them closer, although Speedbeast bobbled over the curb there, which is not what would have been wanted. So, we're going to hand over. It's Gliska versus Stevie here, and it will be Stevie off the line, Gliska off the line next. Now, in theory, Gliska has got the higher performance car of the pair of them. If Gliska can get ahead, it's going to make it very interesting going into the final stages. We have a better matchup at the end of this. Danger Man, I think it's Danger Man versus Shadows, is in our favour slightly, not by much. The big advantage for us is Danger Man is rear-wheel drive, Shadows is front-wheel drive. So if they're close on the launch, Danger Man's Bastion is going to be pretty good. Blue team will want to be ahead here. They do not want to be going into the fight. They don't want Ewan to be trying to find a way past Amy. That one is going to be difficult here. Gliska is close. And I mean, Gliska does stand a pretty good chance if they can get it right through this next corner, which is looking pretty good. Both out a little bit wide on the exit. Big wobble for the I-Series here as we head into the final turn. Oh, Gliska sent it quite hard on the way in. It's going to be really close. It's a drag race down here towards the line. Gliska is going to get past, and Gliska will lead across the line. Will release the blue team's car. Ewan has struggled off the line. It is close between the pair of them as they rush towards turn one now. But Ewan does not want to fall behind the Wendover. Amy is around the outside in the first corner, and Amy will get the lead of the race. Good news for us here. Very good news for us here as the Wendover will lead the way. And I don't know if the Legrand has got a huge amount of an answer here in the twisty stuff. The Wendover's not great. It's a bit too big and a bit too heavy, which is what we're seeing from that. It's a bit like my Dynamo. Oh, Ewan's gone very wide. Ewan pushing hard, and I don't think blue team have got an answer now for this, although that being said, Amy locked the brakes a little bit. Ewan's done pretty much the same thing, if anything a little bit further. I think blue team are in trouble on this one as we head around to the final corner. They fought valiantly, but just here, they just not had the performance to do it. We will change over. Danger Man will get off the line. Shadows, of course, will launch with the front-wheel drive machine. And these two aren't crazy different in terms of power to weight. However, with that size of a difference, it's just not going to be enough, I don't think, for Shadows to be able to do too much here. The Bastion is big. The Bastion is a heavy car. There is no doubt about it. In fact, a lot of our orange, in fact, almost all of the orange team's cars are very big and very heavy. I just thinking about it. We've got big 800 series, big Bastion, Wendover, Dynamo, all of them. Stevie's the only one that's really not particularly heavy in this. But yeah, blue team, just not quite. If Ewan could have been ahead, I don't know. It would have been. I still think Danger Man would have been able to do it. If Ewan could have been ahead into turn one and slowed down the Wendover, would have given Shadows half a chance. But I think the Bastion here is just a bit too quick. It's not by a huge amount. It's Danger Man going for the coasting, and Danger Man will take victory in race number 2 for Orange Team. Oh, good dodge as well at the end. Blue Team tried a different strategy. It was closer. They were definitely a lot closer in this one. However, they could not quite make it work. It is 2 victories for Orange Team. We will move on to a final track and see what we can do there. We head into the final race. Now, in the interest of sporting and competition, we have allowed blue team to make a couple of adjustments. Basically, they took a bunch of power out of the Legrand and they gave it to the Cover because that was one of the highest power to weight ratio vehicles and it was just useless. So I'm not sure how you has managed to do that. But so yeah, they have adapted their cars a little bit. We're sticking with our strategy. This has worked for us. Up against Gliska. We're racing at Tsukuba. My goal is to, again, my goal is get to turn 1 first. If I can get ahead of Gliska, it's going to be tough. It's not a big run to the first corner here. It really isn't. And I know we did launch quite well in comparison to that I-Series. If we can... Oh, come on. No, we can't do it. Gliska's going to get a good launch as well. We got away from the line quite well, but yeah. Oh, come on, big boaty dynamo. The orange team is really full of boats in this, and Tsukuba is a really difficult environment for our incredibly heavy cars. The I-Series is significantly higher in terms of the power-to-weight ratio than me, so if I can stay with it... Like the Dynamo, you really feel the nearly 2 tons of car that I'm chucking around. I don't know how it's so heavy. It's all stripped out and everything, but yeah, I mean, the Dynamo is a really, really heavy machine, and you certainly feel it in the corners. But the good point is it's quite stable. It really is not as slow as I thought it was going to be. All things considered. But we're going to be behind Gliska at the end of the first lap. That one is to be expected. One thing we have got to be very aware of is running wide out of this final corner. You don't want to go over that curb. It can puncture your tyres. It won't matter too much. Right, we will swap. We will hand over to the next cars in the list. It's going to be Shados that is leading the way here from Rusky. Now, Shados, of course, front-wheel drive, but it's a good handling car. I think Shados has got slightly higher power-to-weight ratio in this one than Rusky, although they're relatively close going on here. Big understeer from the Pazima. The 800 series is honestly doing pretty well in terms of keeping up. Again, this is a little bit like with me and Gliska. It's a little bit closer in terms of power-to-weight ratio between these two. If Rusky can stay close, and, you know, we're using the slipstream to our advantage. It's not crazy powerful, but, you know, it is working to our advantage this time around. Rusky is close, is going to have a look, not quite going to be able to do anything down there as we head down the back straight. We'll sit in the draft nicely now. Final corner coming up. This is an important... You're not going to pass like that. Yeah, no, it's not worth it. You're simply not... Well, what you can do is you show the nose to just sort of freak out your opponent. They're off and underway for Ewan. Ewan will lead away from Stevie in this one. Again, slightly higher power-to-weight ratio for Ewan than Stevie, although, again, these two are relatively close. The front-wheel drive Legrand is... I think it's front-wheel drive, is struggling, again, a little bit. I think the front-wheel drive is just not quite the way to go. Stevie's going to have a look. All Stevie has to do is stay close. So this is what we know. All we've got to do is keep our orange machines close and don't make any mistakes. Because the final... Oh, it's going to be a little wide for Ewan. The final is going to be Danger Man against the Covet of Speed Beast. Is Stevie going to have a look? No, Ewan is going to make sure to defend that inside line. And it's just not worth risking damaging your car down there. It's not worth it as we head around the hairpin and then we're on to the straight. Ewan will pull away a little bit from the BX. Is Stevie going to think about it? I mean, we'll definitely be thinking about it into the final corner. Ewan has given a bit more space. There's just enough room. It's going to be super close across the line. They hand over. Absolutely neck and neck. It's Amy versus Shadow. Now, Amy has got the fastest car of ours, but Shadow's is probably the best handling car here, and Shadow's going to send it at the inside at turn 1. That's to be expected. Amy's Wendover is not easy to drive here. It's big, it's heavy, it's quite powerful, and it's a bit sketchy, to put it mildly, whereas Shadow's car is very good handling. You know, it's a proper GT3 car essentially going on there, or maybe GT4, I don't know what you want to compare it to. The Wendover is fast in a straight line. We'll probably struggle to follow a little bit through some of these corners. All we need, though, is for... Oh, Shadow got a bit wide through there. All we need is to be close as we go on to the final lap, and I think Danger Man is in a good spot here. As we round the hairpin down the back straight, will Amy be close enough to think about having a dive? Shadow's very acutely aware of it, is not going to give the space to the inside. Now, it does make you slow through the corner. Will Shadow get the line right? They do. It's nice and neat for the K-Series, but Amy is right there as we hand over. I mean, there's a bit of a big wiggle from the Wendover. Now, the Covet has been much improved over what it was. It's not it's not the 80 horsepower machine that it was before. Danger Man's going to try go around the outside. It's a good effort from Danger Man right there. Will have more straight line speed. Speedbeast is going to defend down here, as to be expected, really. Honestly, Danger Man might be better off just biding time. Just wait until the back straight. The Bastion will have more speed than the Covert. The Covert is small and very light and will have good agility through these corners. Danger Man with a wiggle and a wobble from the very, very stiffly sprung Bastion, and Danger Man is going to get to the inside. It's not going to wait. Oh, Danger Man got on the brakes a little bit early. Speedbeast darts across. That could have ended disastrously for the Covert. Oh, the Bastion's bouncing around something horrible. Now it's the drag race. That's where the Bastion is going to come good in this. Covert's not slow. The Covert is not slow at all down here. Fair play. Oh, Speedbeast wanted to try and dive to the inside. Misjudged that one. There has been a lot of touring car contact through there. And, well, Speedbeast got flung across the line, although I think that's a bit of a push to pass, or a bit of a crash, to put it mildly. It was a good race, to be fair. I mean, yeah, that was what a thing, but I'm pretty sure the stewards are going to want a word on that one. Definitely better balanced for Blue Team. Yeah, the Legrand ate up so much power and just wasn't working, basically. Have got to say, I am very impressed with the Dynamo. Well, I say look, it's by no means the best use of 0.185 in terms of power to weight ratio, but it wasn't completely terrible, and it looks really cool, and I've got to use it for a video, which I'm always excited about. So, yeah, our team did pretty good. Our team did do pretty well, I have to say. The big boats were the way to go. But there you have it. That is going to be it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.